Forever I'll live, forever I'll try. Forever I'll run, forever I'll die. Forever this heart, forever my soul. Forever I'll be, forever unknown. Days and nights, skin and bone. Forever this town, forever my car. Forever this night, forever these stars. Forever I live, forever unknown. Forever in love, forever a ghost. Days and nights, skin and bone. I'm still here, but you moved on. Forever falls in love with the guy that wears sweater vests. She used to be mine, but now it's like we never met. Forever leaves fast in the middle of the night. Forever breaks my heart and never says goodbye. Days and nights, skin and bone. I'm still here, but you moved on. I live inside an old photograph. I wish that I could feel your love again. So I live inside that old photograph. And I wish that I could feel your love again. Forever falls in love with the guy that wears sweater vests. She used to be mine, but now it's like we never met. Forever leaves fast in the middle of the night. Forever breaks my heart and never says goodbye.
Hello, 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 there you are. Welcome to the Outer Ayrshire Broadcasting Corporation. Hello, civilization! Can you hear me and see me? I think you can. I can see me and hear myself on my other screen, which I'm just going to turn off now because it always confuses me as it's about 5 seconds behind. And if I go like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's more than 5 seconds behind. Right, I'll get rid of that. There you go. Hand up now. Rid of that. All right, so, and now that I've turned that off, I have no idea whether I'm actually live or not. Now, I keep looking in the wrong place because I've changed things about slightly, as you can maybe see. And for those of for those of you who are in here and are members of the channel, like Exiled FPV, who has been a member for 23 months. Thanks very much, Mark. I appreciate that. For those of you who are members, and you'll have seen the latest members video I put out just the other day. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. When I was painting that wall and that wall. Oh, here's a wee thing for you. That wall, you might be thinking, that's a bit strange to paint your studio two opposing colours like that, grey on one side and green on the other. Well, there's a reason behind my madness. And it is this. I'll just show you the new, if I can work out how to do it. Right, that one there, filters. Oh, that's not right. That's not what I want. Bear with me. I'll get there. Is it that one? Yes, it's that one there. Turn the filter on. And if I turn the chroma key on, oh, I've got the wrong picture up. What about that? There you go. So, it's a green screen, right? Keep looking here, but I've shifted the camera to the side. So it's a green screen as well, acts as a green screen. So it saves me from mounting a green curtain type thing and putting the stands up and going through all that kind of procedure. I'll just shift this mic a little bit. Maybe make things a wee bit better, I don't know. So I'll turn that back off now. Filters, chroma key off. There we go. Right, I'm turning it off now because I have previously on live streams had a green screen video running behind me, and it has caused a lot of stuttering and buffering. I don't know if it's because having a live video and having another video running in the background through the same program was maybe causing problems. So I've turned it off there. But you can see that. So it's quite a handy thing, you know. I thought about it quite a lot. So this is my studio setup. They've got it set up. So that's me in the corner. If I want to continue any of the spooky stories and things like that, I've got that all set up in the corner there. That board, that's my ideas board. If I, in the middle of the night, if I think, oh, I've got an idea, and if I'm staying over at the studio, I'll quickly get up and throw it up there. While I'm sitting watching things and reading comments and things like that, sometimes I've got that's a great idea. Bang, up it goes onto the ideas board, and that's where the videos come from. So it's generally coming for your comments and other wee bits of inspiration that I get. And I'm going to talk about one of the bits of inspiration that I had in a 3 a.m. in the morning. I think it was in the middle of last week, or the beginning of last week, can't remember. But before I do that, let me just say hello to a few people, right? So, the first person, who was the very first person that was in tonight? It was Dave, right? Dave was in first and said, "Evening, Robert." And then Boo came in straight after Dave, about 30 seconds or something like that, straight after. Then our Mark came in, who's moderating as always for me tonight. And then Angel Station said, 3 days of incessant rain finally stopped here in Star, Idaho, and this morning is fine and clear. Yeah, you know something? It's fine and clear here today as well. It's a lovely day outside, apart from the wind. It's a really, really high wind. So I just even with the big Mavic 3, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, I have the Wallace right here. I didn't want to take him out and risk it in the wind. The winds are that high. People, there were towels and trousers and underpants flying by the window today because people were hanging out their washing, and it was just getting wheeked off the line in no time. So I thought, and my plan was to go out today when I saw how bright and lovely it was. But as soon as I put my head out the window and nearly blew my Damascenter over my head. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Here we go. Right, who else we got? Dave, Angel Station. Stevie Elder says, "Good evening, Robert and everyone." Gerard McGlinchey says, "Good evening there." Cyril, good evening, Cyril. I'll try to get through all of the names that are in the new if I can. What was that? Graham says, "Viewing in the car in Laird." All right, very good. What's the weather like down there, Graham? Is it blowy or is it no so bad? It's Caroline saying, "Evening you, Caroline." Jay Richards, how you doing? From Palm Torbay Radio listening tonight. So don't forget, if you want a fantastic radio station, it's online. Palm Torbay is your place. And I'm not sponsored, right? I don't get anything for telling you that. I just really enjoy the station. Al McNeish says, "Good evening, everybody, from a sunny but very windy Lossy." Oh, I spent a wee bit of time in Lossymouth. My auntie and uncle and cousins lived in Lossy for a while. My uncle was in the RAF. He was a squadron leader up there. And I've spent a wee bit of time up in Lossymouth. And in fact, it was RAF Kinloss where I went when I was in the Air Training Corps. I went up there And my Uncle George, squadron leader at the time, arranged a flight for me in a Shackleton bomber. And during that flight, I was only 14, maybe 15 years old. And during that flight, the pilot shouted, the captain shouted me up to the cockpit, the dual cockpit, and asked me if I would like to fly the bomber. So I did. I sat in the seat and actually flew a Shackleton bomber. It was a sortie over the Faroe Islands. Time of my life, one of the best experiences I've ever had. And that was up when I was up in Kinloss. And I stayed over a couple of nights at Lossiemouth. Anyway, enough of this ramble. I've got a lot to get through the night. Paul Taylor says, good evening, hello to you. Board the Drone Seekers, hi Robert, hello there Brian. Graham, right, it's blowing. No, well, I'm glad to hear that Graham. I'm not glad to hear it, I'm sad to hear it, but I'm glad that you've confirmed that it's not just me that thinks it's too windy to go up. If you're out there as well and you've decided it's too windy, then that it makes me realise that, okay, I was right. I think I was right in that decision. Because I had, in the video where I spoke about how I'd lost my passion, I know that for the past weeks and maybe even months, I have been trying to find excuses not to go out and fly. You know, any excuse, a wee bit of wind, a wee bit of rain, a wee bit of cloud, and I'd be like, oh no, I can't go out today. And I did wonder, although I've got my passion back, and I'll tell you why. I still wonder today. Look, am I just trying to find an excuse here not to go out? Is it not that windy, despite the shirts and the pants flying by the window? but you've confirmed it for me now, so I'm glad about that. Thank you. Right, James Jameson says good evening to Steve. Right. Well done. Have your own wee conversations if you like. And Paul says it's too windy down here in Dorset too. So it sounds like it's all over the UK at the moment, that it's a wee bit too much. Right, okay, so I've said hello to as many people as I think. I've got 31 people in. I don't know if I said hello to 31 people, but I've said hello to quite a few people. Let me take that down there. And if I missed anybody there, I'm sorry. If I flew past and missed anybody's name, I'm sorry. That's just the way it goes. So, Doug's. Before I get to the topic that I want to speak about tonight, Slanger, there's a couple of other things that came up while I was kind of not really preparing for the show. I keep looking in the wrong place. I've moved the camera to a different angle. It'll take a bit of getting used to. There's a couple of other things that came up today. One of the things I've been thinking about for about a week actually, and I thought I would talk about them first. But I am going to give away 10 memberships tonight. I keep looking in the wrong place. I'm going to give away 10 memberships tonight as well. 5 in about 10 minutes, right, if I remember, and then 5 again about 20 minutes after that. So around about 20 past and 22, I'll be giving away 5 memberships and 5 memberships, free gifts. These are month-long memberships and allow you access. So in a month, in that 1 month that you have the membership, the free membership, you'll probably be able to look at every single member's video that I've put up, and I think there's a good 30, 40, 50 members' videos in there, I think, off the top of my head. I'm not really sure. You'll be able to have a look at all of them if you want, and then if you don't wish to actually pay a month of the membership, then you don't have to. You can just let it go, and you'll have seen all of the member videos. But I am going to be producing more. So anyway, I'll be giving those out on tonight's show. So before I get to the main topic, which is going to involve this fella here, and how I connect this wee fella to him, which is the main topic about tonight. I've been asked so many times in the comments, emails, messages, but how have I done it? What are the ups, what are the downs, what are the pros, what are the cons? some people have really want to buy a 360 camera to do this, but they've asked for quite a lot of information before they go and buy, which is sensible. And instead of answering them all individually, I have said, look, I'll talk about it on the show on Sunday night. And that way it'll answer everyone. And if you don't make it in the show, you'll be able to watch it in the catch-up. The catch-up will probably have ads in it. It's not monetised at the moment, so it should be completely ad-free. But when the live finishes, I'll then click on monetise, which will introduce ads. Now, I don't make much from the live stream, £2 to £5 at the most is all I make from the advertising, but it's something, But I don't do it during the live, so tonight you won't get any ads, or you shouldn't get any ads anyway, because I've completely turned off monetisation. I think there's another fellow, slightly larger fellow, who does a lot of the rules and regulations. He keeps going on about how there shouldn't be any ads on his thing, but I think he's got limited ads clicked instead of no monetisation. I don't know. Anyway, right. So let me get to it now. I'm all over the place. I haven't done an agenda. I've just got a few ideas, right? So it's one of those thought things that start to meander all over the place. That's what's going on tonight, right? So the first thing is, the law hasn't changed in Scotland, but there has been an announcement by the Scottish Police that is very interesting. And we already, as drone flyers, have a lot of freedoms in Scotland. I've spoken about that before. Because of the Land Reform Scotland Act 2003, which allows anyone to... Dougie, hello, how you doing there? Thought cloud is not exactly what I was going for. It's when Trump goes off on a thing, people say he's using it's something like that. I can't remember. Right, where was it? Right, aye. We've got lots of freedoms up here in Scotland. First of all, a lot of people call it the rights of access, right? And they say there's no trespassing. That's not quite true. But it allows us Scots and anyone visiting Scotland to pretty much go anywhere. I'm not going to go into it here because I've gone into it many, many times in live streams and in videos, right? But it also allows us not just to go places, but to partake or participate in a recreational or an educational activity such as drone flying, okay? And you can even go into private land and do it. And there are exceptions, and I've spoken about them many times, so I'm not going to do it tonight, right? The reason I'm speaking about that is because we're fairly... I think in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, Scotland's probably get the most freedoms to fly a drone in the whole of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. If you go up to the Highlands, you will have flight restrictions because the RAF do a lot of low-flying exercises and training missions, but you can contact the air traffic control and the RAF and ask them, supposing you're going up on a certain day to the Highlands and it has red zones, you can ask them, are you doing any low flying? Is it safe for me to fly a drone? If they say yeah, then you can contact the CA, get a wee authorisation, you can do it. But we're still very, very free in Scotland, allowing you to go places where you wouldn't be able to go in England or Wales or probably Northern Ireland. I'm not sure about that. Like, for example, on private land, you can't take off and land without the landowner's permission, but in Scotland you can, okay? So anyway, I've done this to death. So the Scottish Police, I'm going to show you, is everyone with me, by the way? And the only person I'm going to listen to here is Exiled FPV. Are you? Am I still coming through loud and clear and good, and I haven't hit any mute buttons, or I haven't muted the screen or anything? So if everything's all right there, Scott, how you doing, pal? Close, but no cigar. No. Right. Thanks very much, Mark. Okay, cheers for telling me, Dave, but I'm not taking anybody's word except Mark's. He's the only person that I trust, because everybody likes to wind me up too much. There's a better just say hello to Peter, right? Peter, a late good evening to you all. Great to see you, Robert. No need for a shout out, Slangevar. Too late, I've just given you one. Right, okay, Stevie. You're right, I've frozen now. Aha. Right, oh my God. It is paused. Why is that? Why is that? I don't understand. Right, just let me see if I can grab that back. It's probably because I'm using a different camera tonight, and as long as you can still hear me, I'll close that camera down, right? And oh Christ, I've lost it. Where's that? Right, I'll close this camera down, and hopefully you can still hear me. And if I was testing this other camera system tonight to see if it would suit me, but obviously if it's not going to be reliable, then it's no good to me, because I need something that's reliable. Oh, there we are, we're back. Right, so it's definitely that camera. Right. Oh, jeez. Oh, right. Aye, that camera, this will be the first and last time I use it. That's horrible. Right, okay, I'll not be using this camera again, that's for sure. Right. It's good now. Screener appearing on green screen. What? Right, I don't know what that means. Screener appearing on green screen. Screener, was it? I don't think so. Anyway, right, let me see if I can share my screen with you. I can, right, so here we go. Now, what we have here is the Scottish Police, and this is the 7th of March, this was announced, right? They will no longer investigate every crime, the force says, okay? Police Scotland will no longer investigate every crime after the success of a pilot in the North East, that was up in Aberdeen, right? And it started in September, last September, where it saw officers no longer, can I highlight that? I think I can. Maybe, I don't know. So officers no longer take action on some minor crimes in order to focus more on emergency response and public safety. Okay, so they're now talking about a proportionate response to crime. All right. Police said that during the 12-week trial period, 5% blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah, everybody's happy, according to them, right? Here's examples, right, of the minor crimes that they're not going to investigate, and there's no further inquiry, right? Wee things like that, all right? And it says here, the decision not to take action on a particular crime report became after an assessment of threat, harm, risk, vulnerability, and for proportionate lines of investigation and evidence, the police said. Police said that, listen to this, police said that people who report crimes will now be told there's no hope of an investigation more quickly than they previously would have been. That's, you know, oh, hello, we're away to sweater vest. Do you know something? As far as I'm concerned, with Police Scotland, there's no hope anyway. So they're actually coming out and saying it now. Right, okay. So that's going live, okay? That because they're saving how many thousands of man hours. There you go. Look at that. I'll just show you what they say. The effect it had in Aberdeen. There you go. Police said that during the 12-week trial, 5% of crimes reported in A Division Aberdeen were filed for no further inquiry, freeing up 2,657 police officer hours. And that's just in A Division. Just A Division alone, right? So they're thinking, I would imagine, who knows what the pollers are thinking, but I would imagine that they're thinking along the lines of, if we can free up over 2,500 police hours in A Division, if we roll this out across the whole of Scotland, we can save thousands and thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of police hours, therefore saving the wages bill and allowing them to give the big bosses more money. And anyway, right, so they're going to be doing it. Now, this is speculation on my part, but you can see where I'm going with this, can't you? Are they seriously going to investigate a wee old man flying his wee bit of plastic over a loch in the middle of nowhere? because some bozo reported them for flying when people were complaining about it? I don't think so. So, that's my view on it, that this is really it's good news for us as drone flyers. It's not good news for people who phone in, report a crime and are told it won't be investigated, there's no further action can be taken, because they'll be, well, hold on a minute, you know, my garden gnomes were stolen out my garden, and you're now saying you're not going to investigate, and the police are saying, aye, that's right, we're not going to investigate. So people will not be happy about this. Some people are happy about this, because if they don't investigate low-level crimes that, and they specify crimes that, what did it say? Crimes that, after an assessment, an assessment of threat, harm, risk, vulnerability, and for proportionate lines of investigation and evidence. Now, is there any harm in a wee 250 drone flying over a loch? Is there any risk? Is there any vulnerability to anyone? In the proportionate lines of investigation and evidence, have you got any evidence apart from somebody telling you in an edited, doctored video? So I think that we're going to be a lot freer to fly our drones in a method that you may have been very concerned about flying before, if you get what I mean. I'm not saying any more than that, but I think you know what I mean. Right, so I just wanted to bring that up for anyone who was thinking about coming to Scotland with their drone but not sure. This, I think, will should tip the scales in the favour of you coming to Scotland to fly, because I mean that's quite incredible. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Let me see if you guys had anything to say about it as well, and hopefully this camera will stay active. Oh, I better get to the members in a minute. Let me quickly have a look. Aye, Mark, I did. I think I did, and I'm going to just hope that it goes all right. I don't actually have. I do. I've got a wee mount. I can. I'll stick with this camera tonight, and if it freezes again, I'll just unplug it and plug it in and get it going. And that's just what I'll do tonight. But as of for next week I say, because it's bright for 7 till 8 o'clock now. It's bright enough for me to go out and live stream on location again. So this is me now returning. Oh, that was quite good. There's a wee bubble and a thumb came up. Don't know how that happened. Did I say something that made that happen? I don't know. Anyway, as of this week, as of tonight, right now, I'm back to weekly. So I'll be live streaming every Sunday at 7 o'clock because the weather's good. And if the weather's bad, if it's bright and lovely, but the weather's bad, I'll live stream from the studio. I didn't spend all week painting it and getting it all ready not to use it. So I will be using it. Right, so let me quickly have a wee look through the comments before I get to the first 5 free membership giveaway. Right, Mickey Moo Productions, and I don't read the comments before I click on them, by the way, so hopefully this isn't anything too risque. Mickey Moo says, but they will investigate all non-crimes. Well, I don't know. I think that they're not. I know a lot of people's idea of the police is that they just want to annoy people and they're corrupt and they want to be bully boys. But I think, and I'm not disagreeing with that, but I think money is more important to them. And if they can save a lot of money, 2,500 police hours, and I don't know what they get paid, 30, 40 quid an hour or something, that's a lot of dosh just in Aberdeen. So if they can save that, then I think this whole investigating non-crimes is going to stop, and investigating low crimes, like an old guy flying a bit of plastic over a loch in the middle of nowhere, blah, 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 it's not going to happen. Okay, anyway. Yeah, okay. Caroline says, what a brilliant idea. I'm sure they asked all the crims to swear not to be naughty. You know, if you're a criminal now and you don't want to be investigated, all you have to do is make sure it's only low-level crimes you're doing, right? Stealing gnomes, or what else is it? A caller who had the delivery of a parcel confirmed only for it to be missing when they returned home with no CCTV or witnesses. So if you're what they call a porch pirate, if you want to be a porch pirate, it looks like you're not, you wouldn't be investigated for that. A caller who returned home after 4 weeks away to find 2 garden ornaments missing is not being investigated. Right? Caller whose car's bumper was damaged in a car park, no note left, not being investigated. So I think a wee old guy flying a bit of plastic over a loch is probably not going to be investigated. I think that. I could be wrong, but I think that. Anyway, right. Peter makes I don't know if it's a good point or not, it's certainly a point. The main issue that might bring the police out is if you were to misgender lassie, laddie in Caledonia. And what about the Wallace? Yeah, I mean, you'd misgender the Wallace as well. Right, a better, good point, Peter, maybe, okay. Right, I'm going to, before I move on, because I've got loads to get through, I might not even get to that other story. I want to do the first 5 free giveaways. Saffron says, Robert, what do you think of a more controlled process of obtaining drones if it meant an ease in restrictions? I feel the wrong people get their hands on drones sometimes. I've just seen a video of someone fly a few feet away from the big one roller coaster in Blackpool. Saffron, I think that the idiots are going to do idiotic things no matter what. No matter what restrictions are in place, no matter what if you try to create a controlled process, it's not going to make any difference. The idiots are still going to be idiots, and there's nothing you can do about that. So no, I'm not keen on that idea. I think if that was brought in, it would just be a way of getting money. It'd just be getting money, right? If you want to fly out to 500 metres, you can have £100 a year subscription to the CAA. If you want to fly at a kilometre, it's a £500 subscription, take a test. If you want to fly completely VLOS, it's £10,000, blah, blah. You know, it's like, no thanks. Because people would just do it anyway. Right, let me get to the free memberships. I'll move the screen, because I like everyone to see me doing this live, so that you know I'm not trying to cheat anybody. Right, so let me bring that screen up. There's all your chat. See how I keep saying, if you type at Windswept Robert, see how it's nice and orange here, and that brings my attention to it. You've got a much better chance of you getting your comment read out and highlighted if you do that. You won't always though, and I just sometimes pick them at random. Anyway, so here we go. If I hit the wee dollar icon here, before I do this, let me just say, I'll bring back my face. Right, if you're unsure of how to become eligible for the free memberships, the description of this video and every live stream I do has a full step-by-step guide of how you can make yourself eligible to receive a free membership. Okay, so if you haven't done it, you're going to miss out on these 5, but you have 20 minutes or so, or 15 minutes to read through that and get in with the next 5. Anyway, so here I'm going to do the first 5 now. So there's I hit that, right, and then I hit membership gifting, which is down here, and it tells me I've got 10 memberships left to gift. Oh, and it says gift 5 now. So here we go. We're going to gift the 5 now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, who got them? I can't see. Dave Cullen was gifted. David, that's about the 3rd one you've been given. Saffron was gifted. Windswept Robert was gifted a membership by Windswept Robert. My God, I've given myself one. Spills McChills was gifted one. That I recognise Spills McChill's name. And Brian M was gifted a membership as well. Right, there you go. So I didn't hear any of the wee noises that you normally hear. Maybe I didn't have it turned on. I'll try turning that on. Right, so there's the first 5. Let me bring this screen back over here. And let me bring my handsome Scottish face back up. Right, so that's the first 5 memberships. Hope you're all happy with that. Dave, I can't believe how lucky you are. I mean, that's at least 2, maybe even 3 you've had. Spills McChills, I definitely recognise that name. Maybe you guys are the only ones that have actually. I don't know if it's a registration process or what you do to become eligible to get them, but maybe you're the only ones that have done. But there you go. I don't know. That fake account did get it before. That fake account did get it before. I'll maybe report that and see what happens. I don't know. But it means that somebody has missed out. So I'll only really be giving 9 away because that Windswept Robert fake account took one of them. But there's nothing I can do about that. Nothing I can do about that. Aye, Dave, that'll be right. Aye, you need that for your fines, pal. Oh, there you go. So we're getting. Don't know if you heard that wee lassie bit of laughter there or not. I think I'm screeching. I'm going to turn my mic down a bit. There's that better. Aye, I think that's better. I was going into the red and the orange there, and I don't like that. Right. Okay. Saffron's going emoji mad. There you go. Right. Yeah. Right. Well, Saffron, not only have you got the emojis that you can use in chat, you can use them in the comments too. But you've got access to all of the member videos now. And there's quite a lot on there. There's not all that interesting. It's just kind of behind the scenes stuff. And, it was me painting the walls, the one I posted yesterday, and just having a blether for 10 or 15 minutes or something with everyone while I was doing it. So it's just things like that and behind the scenes, things that go wrong, videos that I don't post up because I just, for one reason or another, I don't want to put them up. Or maybe I say something or I do something that might get me in trouble, so I don't put them onto the main screen, the main channel, but they're there in the members. Anyway, let me move on, please, because I'm running out of time. I'm not even gonna get to. I'll quickly get to this. I don't know if I should be playing this or not. I maybe shouldn't be. I'll play the first wee bit of it, right? Just the first wee bit of it, and I'll show you this on the screen. I'll play the first 30 seconds or so. I'll try and turn these things off. Wait till we see. Hold on, I'm all over the place now. Right, let me try turning that off. You still hear me, aye. But if I turn this off, you won't be able to hear me, but you should be able to hear this. Right, have a listen to this. I didn't make this, by the way. I did not create this. Right, let me try and play that. A lot of Scottish people have trouble saying the words purple burglar alarm. Purple burglar alarm. A lot of Scottish people have trouble. Right, okay, let me come back here. So, I didn't create that. I've turned the mic up. Somebody said that it went quieter. It was Paul. Paul said it went quieter. The reason I turned it down, Paul, is because it's bouncing into the orange and red. I'm taking it back down. There you go. I know it's a bit quieter, but at least it won't be peaking. You know, I hate it when it peaks. It's horrible. So it might be a bit quieter. I'll move it close to the mouth and just speak a bit quieter. And there we go. Right, so I was emailed during the weeks by a chap who said that he's created a dance mix and he's used a sample of Purple Burglar Alarm. Ding, got it in one video. And am I okay with that? And blah, 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 blah. So it's still a work in progress, and he's working a few things. But if you want to download it, wait till put the link in. Control copy. If I stick the link in the chat, what am I doing? I'm an idiot. Hold on a minute. Is it Command or Control? I can't remember now. Try Command. And try Command V. There it is. Right, that's the link to the Purple Burglar Alarm V9 track. As I say, it's not mine. So if you download it for the Apple Store or get it in Google Play, I think you might have to pay for it. I don't know. I've got no idea. But I don't get anything. It's nothing to do with me. I just thought it was quite interesting. So there you go. Right, 23 minutes to go, and I haven't got to the main topic. Right, so let me get to it now. And it's this, right? It's this here. It's the Wallace, okay? And it's how have I gone about mounting this guy, the Insta360, onto it. Now, as you know, I'm no one for buying pre-made mounts and different things like that. You'll know that 2.5-3 years ago, I posted a video on how to mount an iPad to the RCN1 controller, because I wasn't paying 20 or 30 quid for a bit of plastic that didn't really do the job I wanted. So I came up with my own solution, which cost pennies, and it was just elastic. So I kind of like to do that. So with the Wallace, there may be mount. Look at it. There may be mounts available, proper mounts to do this kind of thing, but I wasn't interested in that. I wanted to MacGyver my own, so I have done. So look at this, right? So there's the top one, and that's rock solid, right? Rock. You might think, oh, it's rock solid, rock solid. There's one in the top. I know I'm not very good at this, at showing you things. There's one in the top and one in the bottom, permanently there. Let me open up the legs and I'll show you. Right, they're permanently on now. Okay, so I can choose whenever I want. This Insta360 has a screw mount there. So I can just fit it on. Right, there you go. Boom. That's it mounted. Simple as that. And it's rock solid. Okay? And Mickey Mouse says no expense spared. I'm going to show you exactly what I did in a minute. But you can put the bottom one's exactly the same. Right? So you just screw it on. Right? Hand tight. Boom. And there you go. And it's rock solid, man. Okay? It's perfect. All right? And it doesn't matter whether the camera is upside down or downside up. It works just the same. It works. Let me unscrew it. It's a 360 camera, so the orientation of the camera doesn't matter at all. So you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what are those wee things? Where did you get them? Right, where did you get the wee mounty things? First of all, this is black electrical tape. That's all that is. It has been wound round enough times for me to be happy that it's secure. Now, I was keen that when I did this, that the two sensors here, move that back a bit, they weren't covered up, right? They had to be kept clear. So something big, which you might think is more secure, didn't appeal to me because that would possibly cover up the sensors. So let me show you this. Right, this thing here. This is a mount I got when I was a musician, or when I was a gigging musician, because I'm still a musician. This was a mount I got, tripod mount for my. Where am I going? Tripod mount I got for my iPad, right? So when I was on stage, I had all my guitar chords, different wee bits, the first line of each song and things like that on there, in case I got a brain block and I could see it. So I bought that's what I bought that for. Well, look at this. See the wee what do you call the wee knobs that hold it together. I'll unscrew one, right? I like to do all this and let you see me doing it live, so you know I'm not trying to con you or tell you lies or anything like that. So there it's there, right? So that's what that is, right? Look your bugger. Well, I don't. There you go. It's fell off. I don't know where it went now. Your bugger stood on it. That's like standing on a piece of Lego. Right, there you go. So that's it there, right? That's the thing. On that tripod, there's all different lengths. The bolts are all different lengths, so I chose the two short ones, right? That one and that one. And that's what I've got. Now, somebody just made an interesting wee comment there. Yeah. Mickey Moo always makes interesting comments, says, £2,000 drone, I imagine, held up with duct tape. First of all, it didn't cost me $2,000 because I got it second hand. And second of all, it's not duct tape, it's electrical tape, or electrician's tape, insulating tape. Alright, so you got it wrong both times. However, I see your point. But here's the thing, I'm absolutely happy with it. I've tested it, I've flown it a few times now. And I know it's rock solid. I know it is, right? So it's not any less solid or safe than a mount that you may buy. I don't know if there are any mounts. Somebody mentioned that there is a mount for the Air 3 that allows you to attach a camera, a GoPro or something like that on it. So I would imagine that it probably fits the Mavic 3 as well, and maybe even the Mini 3 Pro. I don't know, maybe the Mini 4 Pro. So there probably are mounts, proper official mounts that you can get, but they're going to cost you 20, 30 quid. Now, I had that tripod lying about. It's been lying about since I retired from music, and I'll never use it again. So, and there's two left. I just noticed there's two left. So if anybody local wants a couple of these things, right, just let me know. I'll do a deal on them for you. Right, so that's how I mounted it, right, and I'm happy with that. But here's the other thing. It's better than that, because it doesn't just have to be a 360, an Insta360. It can be anything at all. Like, for example, this mount here, right? This is a phone mount, an iPhone mount, okay? And it's got the same threaded hole there, right? I can go in there. Right, I probably need to put it down to do this because I can't do it one-handed. If I take my old battered iPhone and stick it onto that mount, there you go. I've got an iPhone mounted on it now, right? And I'd be perfectly happy to send that up. If it was an FPV, I might not, but I'm perfectly happy to send that up too. So you can fit any type of mount onto my MacGyvered mounting system. Be it a GoPro or an action DJI action cam or an Insta360 or anything else with one of these mounts, one of these it's not an iPhone mount, but a mount for a phone. This is a Smart 3 one. I like this one. Not that I get any kickback for them or anything, but it's quite a nice one. So first of all, that's how I have set up my system so that I can mount my 360 camera onto it, right? So the question, a few of the questions that have been asked are these, if I can remember, because I didn't write them down or anything, and I'm wary of the time. Does having the 360 camera on top of the drone or underneath the drone have any noticeable effect on the stability of the drone? And the answer is that so far I haven't noticed any stability effects at all. Another question I was asked is, because it's heavier now, I don't know what the Insta360 weighs, but it's not that much, maybe about 200 grams or something, maybe, I don't know, 150, 160 grams. It does make it a little bit heavier, but does that affect the flight time, the battery time? I can't tell you, because I haven't done a battery test comparison with not having it on and with having it on, and I wouldn't be doing that because I can get like 40 odd minutes, 46 minutes or something flying it with the standard battery, and even if this did have an effect, it would still be in the region of 40 minutes for one battery, and I've got 3 batteries, so it's I'm not going to do a flight that's going to be more than 40 minutes in the one go, you know what I mean? So that's not an effect. And the other question, right, that was the questions that I had been asked about the performance of the drone and did it affect it. I'll tell you how it did have an effect on one thing with the drone, and that's the visibility. The visibility of the drone improved. I could see it much further away because it had a larger profile. So I could see it. I saw that thing out to 800 metres, right? And I could tell the orientation of it. Okay, so it improves the visibility of your line of sight. So it has its advantages. So that's that. So before I move on to the other bit, I was going to show you all the editing process and that tonight, but I'm running out of time as usual. I waffle too much. So let me check through comments, and if anyone's got any questions about the mounting system and any effects in about it, let me know now. Or if you get any comments to make or any suggestions, please either do it in the chat now or leave a comment later on about it, and I'll just have a quick through here. Caroline, let me open up my legs and show you. I think somebody might sample that. Aye, I think you're right. No, I don't know how I could copyright two nuts with some electrical tape wrapped round a drone. I don't think there's a copyright there. If there's a copyright lawyer watching the now, and there is, then let me know, but I don't think so. And I'm sharing it with you so that anyone who's thinking about it, how am I going to mount this, there's an idea for you. Obviously, you don't have to do what I'm doing, but that might inspire you. You could do exactly what I've done, but that might inspire you to think, oh, well, I haven't got a tripod like Robert's got, but I've got something else that's got something similar, and you can use that. Right, so anyway, there you go. So Peter says you want to do an upgrade to some amalgamating tape. Amalgamating tape. Well, I don't know what amalgamating tape is, Peter, but if it's the tape that forms into the one thing and locks it, I don't want to do that. One of the reasons I use electrical tape is because, first of all, I know it's safe because I was an overhead linesman and an underground cable jointer to trade. That's my trade. I haven't done it for over 30 years, but that was my trade when I came out of school, and I used electrical tape all the time, and I know how strong and tough it is. And that's one of the reasons that I used it. But the second reason is it's very, very simple to remove. You just quickly cut the bit and just wrap it off. It won't come off itself, but it's very easy to remove with a knife. Very easy. So that's why I wanted it, in case I want to take it off in a couple of seconds. And then you can reapply it. It takes a bit of time to wrap around it, but it only takes maybe 30, 40 seconds to do that. So rather than have a tape, and I don't know if an amalgamating tape is this, but if rather than have a tape that kind of molds into itself. Anyway. Right. So Mark says, right, okay, you're having your way. Good point. A sail on the drone. Aye, maybe I'll have to watch if I'm flying into a headwind then, won't I? It's not a bad idea. What do you mean it's no April Fool's Day? That is not an April Fool. Did you not watch the two videos? I did two videos, one where it was mounted on top and then one where it was mounted in the bottom. So in the top one you could look down and see the drone, and that's the thing I want to talk about. I had my operator ID on it, and a lot of people have commented and said, oh, be careful of that, be careful. You can't glean any information at all from an operator ID. Look, Google it yourself, try it. Go onto the CA website and it says look up operator ID. Type it in and see what happens. I'm not going to tell you what happens, right? But of course I did that in advance. I thought, right, I'm going to test this before I go out and fly. Can anyone get any personal info from the operator ID? No, you can't, right? Check it yourself. However, I've taken it off and I put it inside the battery compartment. That's where it's going to be from now on. Right, back to your comments in case anyone's got anything, because we've only got 6 minutes to go and I've got another 5 gifts, member gifts to give away. So there's Simply Scotland Photography saying, my Air 2S struggled when I had that camera attached, really struggled. I can imagine it would, and you could attach this if you wanted. You could attach it to a Mini 3 Pro or a Mini 4 Pro, even a Mini 2, I suppose. There is a video on my channel where I attached fishing weights to Lassie to see what kind of weights you could still fly at. And I can't remember what exactly it was, but it wasn't quite 250 grams because it wasn't her own, she couldn't lift her own body weight, but it wasn't far away. It wasn't far away for that. So you could put that on any of the drones, but like Simply Scotland Photography says, you might struggle with someone that's not quite as big and powerful as one of the Mavic 3s. But you could do it. And I might stick it onto Caledonia and send her up just to see if you can do it. The only thing you have to remember is that your sub 250 gram wouldn't be a sub 250 gram drone anymore when the mounts and the camera are on there, so you have to be aware of that. But I think actually I might do that for anyone that's interested in seeing, can it be done with a smaller, lighter drone? I'm sure it can, but there will be a wee couple of things you have to worry about. Battery time in particular. If the motors are having to work a lot harder, there's a chance that they may eventually burn out or burn out sooner. They might wear down faster, and there's also a very high chance that the battery on that particular flight won't last as long because it's powering the motors a lot more. Right. I know, Mark. I'm going to have to get to I've got 5 minutes left. I'll have to get to the other 5 giveaways now. Right, Peter says, can you upload a video on the editing and rendering of the Insta video as a panel video? My intention was to talk about that tonight, Peter. I was going to talk about the mounting system that I've come up with, and I was going to talk about the editing procedure, because it is quite convoluted. It's not a simple procedure, not as simple as making a video from the drone camera itself. There's quite a lot of steps you have to go through, and there are quite a lot of problems with resolution that may or may not have a way of getting round, and I'm still working on that. And I wanted to speak about that tonight, but I've run out of time. So I'm going to do the other 5 memberships now. Let me shift that over there, and I'll bring it up on the screen. You still with me? Aye, you're all with me. Right, here we go. I think if I click that, it takes a while. Then. Right, so here we go with the other 5 memberships. Click on the $sign, membership, gifting, gift 5 now. So I'm going to click this, and 5 of you. See, Dave Cullen, if you get another one in this round. Right, here we go. 5. Away we go. Who's getting them? Who's getting them? The Mickey Moo Productions, My Drone Videos, Rico Rat's got one again. Brian Graham, Bumble DK. Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. So that is the 5 that have it. And thankfully, it wasn't another fake Windswept Robert one. Right, let me bring my chat back over to my wee window down here. Right, so there we go. So that was, I hope you're happy, the ones that got the ones that got your free memberships. Rico Rat, that's twice Rico Rat has got it as well. So, Caroline, I can't understand why, some people seem to be getting them fairly often. I don't know what I don't know what the criteria is. I've got no idea. It's purely random. It's absolutely random, and I don't know how they do it. I've got no idea. But it seems that there's quite a few who are in the chat tonight did get them, although there are a couple who I don't think are in the chat got them as well. So, Brian, thank you for your thanks, but it wasn't me. YouTube did it. They randomly selected you to get the membership. Okay, so I don't get any say in the matter at all, which is fair enough. Right. Well, that's about it. That's about it for this week. I think, as I said earlier on in the show, I am returning as of now. Excuse me, I've got a right itchy nose. I am returning as of now to weekly shows, and if it's good and nice out there, I will go out on location like I did previously. I did last summer. I'll go out on location and I'll live stream from there and fly the drone live. So you'll get to actually tell me where you want me to go and look as I'm flying in the chat, if you like, every time I glance down at it. Or I might take somebody with me. I've got a wee pal. She gave me a couple of ideas for stories, and she's coming out with me. I'm going to be working on a story about a hurricane that crashed into Lochdoon. It's the wee Ian, right? So I might get her to come out with me, and she can keep an eye on the chat while I keep an eye on the drone, and she can tell me, Exiled FPV says you've to fly to the left-hand side of that castle and have a zoom in on it, and then I'll just go, okay, rather than me trying to read the chat and do it. So I might do something like that. And that'll be starting next week. I'll be going out on location. As I said, if the weather's horrible and it's not good enough to go out and fly, I'll just do it in here. Oh, I can see I've locked up again. Right. I hope my audio is still working. And I'm not going to use this camera again. Can you plug it in here? Oh, what's going on? Right, there you go. It's plugged back in. Right, that'll be the last I use. Oh, you're right. That whoever said that screen came up. You're right. That screen did come up there. Right. I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to use this camera again. That's not good for me. Right. So anyway, 59 seconds to go. I'm going to finish up 50 seconds or so early. Thanks everyone for coming along. I was going to say thanks for the super chats, but nobody gave me a super chat. I was the only one that was giving stuff away tonight, right? Okay, so thanks very much. Enjoy your memberships, the ones who just won those free memberships, and there will be more videos getting posted to the members channel as I progress. Okay, so thanks very much, and I'll see you next week.